This next restaurant I'm reviewing is called Trenta Cucina. This is in Newport Beach. It's a hidden gem, actually. It's in a random spot. I actually drove by it. That's how I found out about it. I was driving one night and they had the fire pits on, and I drove by and I was like, what is that place? Because it was lit up so well and it looked kind of cool. So I found out the name and I made a reservation, which I found out was actually hard to make, which is usually a good sign. It's a pizzeria, Cucina. We got the risotto, the fried risotto balls there. I'm not saying the name that they have on the menu because I don't know how to pronounce it. It was risotto, spinach, and pesto, and they were fried, and they came with a marinara sauce. It was kind of a disappointment, to be honest with you. They came out lukewarm. The flavor just wasn't there. It's kind of weird because you would think something with cheese that was fried, marinara sauce would taste good, but it just wasn't there. We weren't loving it. We were actually pretty disappointed in it. But we moved on to our entrees. I got the Calabria pizza, which I think I'm pronouncing wrong, but it had salami, sausage, and mushrooms. Pizza sauce. It was a red sauce. So I try to stick with, like, if I'm in the mood, I'll usually go for pizza. I like to go with that basic red sauce pizza that I know and love. But, you know, if I'm in an adventurous mood or if I'm getting multiple pizzas, then I'll try out the different ones. And I don't mind them. I like them a lot. But usually when I'm like craving pizza, that's what I want. I want pizza sauce. I got that pizza and it was good. I mean, it was actually pretty big. I was surprised on the size. Really tasty. My fiance got the carbonara, the spaghetti carbonara, and that was amazing. They make the pasta in-house from scratch, and you can tell. And when you eat pasta that's made in-house from scratch and you can tell, it's epic. It makes the meal worth it right away. And then they had pork cheek that was cured. That was like the meat in there is very light, and there wasn't a lot of it, which is a good thing because it was very rich, but it added a lot of flavor. And then it had pepper and pecorino, and it was like a cream sauce like with egg yolk, and really simple, really good. And I mean, that's kind of like what a real authentic Italian pasta is all about. If you ever have real authentic Italian pasta, it's really light. It's usually smaller in portion, and it's really well made, and it's really good. And this is exactly what it was. For dessert, we had cannolis. I mean, these cannolis were traditional cannolis. They were good. They were stuffed with ricotta. They had pistachio dust on the top of them. They were good. They were really good, but they kind of just, I mean, it's a pastry, and I'm not big on pastries for desserts. They're like pastries for maybe like breakfast or something. But I would never, I mean, for desserts, like, you know, it's fine. They were out of the tiramisu, which was like a real bummer because we love tiramisu, and that's kind of why we picked that spot that particular night, because we're like, oh, they have tiramisu on the menu. Let's go try it. It looks like it's pretty good. And they didn't have it, so that was a bummer. And then we had one of their desserts, which was basically vanilla ice cream with espresso poured on top of it, and that just sounded good. We liked that idea of just the tartness and sweetness, so we ordered that. It was good. I mean, it's exactly what you expect, right? They promise you two things. It's vanilla with espresso, and they deliver on both. But they put in this weird stemless martini glass, and then there's no plate at the bottom of it, and they fill it up to the top, so you're eating it, and the ice cream's kind of moving around in the glass, and you're trying to like get a piece of ice cream, and then it's filled to the top, so it's going over the sides and spilling everywhere on the table. And the table has slits in it, so then it's like going on the ground near your feet, and you have to like, it was very weirdly designed that it wouldn't come with a plate underneath it. And it's shared, so we're both like reaching over, so I would not recommend that. So food and drinks, I give it a 4 out of 5. Just like I said when I described the food's authentic Italian food. The pizza was like, to be honest with you, it wasn't a game changer for me, but there was a lot of pizzas on the menu. I might have just picked the wrong one. It was fine. It just wasn't that memorable. The pasta was amazing. I already went over that. The desserts were good. The cocktail menu is very spirited forward. It's a lot of Negronis and old fashions, and a lot of drinks have like green chartreuse, and just a lot of like heavy in the spirits, light in the juices, which is fine. But it's a particular taste so if you're looking for stuff like that, I mean, they do have like a cucumber mojito on the menu and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's pretty spirit-forward drinks. And then they have a great wine list, of course. The wine list is extensive enough. So I get a 4 out of 5, easy, no problem. If I go back and I have that pizza again, and I have the right pizza, and it's an amazing pizza, it might be a 5 out of 5. For service and culture, 4 out of 5. And the service was decent. It was not memorable. Service, now when I say that sounds harsh, it sounds bad, but service can still be good, it's not memorable. I mean, it's fine. It's not a bad thing. Good service is fine. I mean, I'm happy with good service. I'll come back if there's good service. It definitely won't deter me from coming back. But great service will have me coming back and talking about it. Great service I'm going to tell my friends about. Great service I'm going to have a story about. Great service I'm going to spread the word. Great service I might even put on social media. But this was just good service. It was fine. The service was friendly, knowledgeable. I couldn't always get my server when I needed too, but the good thing about it was this place had good culture. And the way I could tell it had good culture was because even though I couldn't get my server when I needed my server, I can always get someone else that was working there. There was just always someone around. Maybe it was a busser or a host or another server, but someone kind of just almost standing there looking at the table, seeing if anybody needs anything, and then you could kind of wave them down, and then they would come over and something I can get for you, and you could just ask them for anything, and then they're happy to help. So that's great. I mean, I don't really care if it's my server or not. It just matters if I can get the the service that I need, and no problem. That's probably why my server wasn't as available as often as they would normally be, is because they knew they had the support, so they weren't worried about it. So yeah, I mean, everyone here was on board. There wasn't anybody giving me an attitude or not making eye contact or looking down or walking past me. It was just people that they were all engaged, trying to see if anybody needed anything, even if it wasn't in their section or wasn't their job. So the service was good, the culture was good, and that's something that you can, it makes you really confident about what you're eating and what's coming out of the kitchen. And it makes me really confident that things are going to be the same when I go back. When culture's good at a restaurant like that, then I'm very confident that when I come back, that pizza that I got is still going to be the same, or the pasta that we absolutely loved and we ordered again is going to be the same pasta. Like, we just know that's going to come out the same exact way. It's not going to come out with a different noodle, or the sauce will be a different color, or the meat's going to be, there's more meat or less meat. It's just going to come out exactly as promised, and that's the trust I have built with this restaurant through their culture, and that's why it's important to have culture. So culture was there, 4 out of 5, and then next would be atmosphere and vibe. And that's a 4 out of 5 again. The vibe there is really cool. I mean, it's trendy. It's a trendy place. It's busy. It's kind of a scene. I've tried to make reservations there, I think, 3 times, and they were full. I mean, it was the same day, but even on like weeknights, reservations are very limited, so it's always busy there. And the decor is amazing. So this restaurant is more patio than restaurant. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny restaurant with a huge patio, and the patio is where everyone's at. But all the walls that surround the patio on the outside of the restaurant are all decked out and decorated. They either have some sort of decoration, they have some sort of vegetation, some sort of moss, or some sort of like wall of like greens, or they have art on them, or they have like some sort of light fixture. So everything's just decked out. Even the bathrooms are like stylish. There's like some fun like art. There's some interesting art that's on the wall in the bathrooms. It's a cool spot. It's fun. I would definitely recommend that if you're in Newport Beach. It's a little hidden gem. You should go here. This is like where locals go, and it's a cool spot. And if you're in Newport Beach, you want to take friends out, and it's a great spot to bring a date. This is a cool spot to bring a date. It's because 9 times out of 10 they've probably never heard of it, whoever you're bringing, and it shows them that you know restaurants and you know cool spots, and then when they get there, they're going to be impressed. Like, whoa, how'd you hear about this place? So good place for dates. Overall, it's a 12 out of 15. Good service, good food, good vibe, good atmosphere. It was a full package. The only thing that was disappointing was, like I said, they were out of tiramisu. That's not the end of the world, but we were bummed out. Oh my God, we wanted it so bad. And the parking is a problem. You have to valet, which is definitely a bummer. I hate valeting so much, and not even because of the money. It's just that awkward exchange. You drive up and you're like, yeah, it's like, my name's Fred. Yeah, okay. Like, and then you get back, you're like, here's my, and you like wait, and you're like, here's the tip, thank you. And it holds the door. And you get, it's just such an awkward. It's just so many extra steps to just leaving. So yeah, I would definitely recommend checking it out. If you're visiting Orange County, Newport Beach, go check it out. It's a good spot. If you live here, go check it out. Definitely, it's going to be a spot that should probably become a regular spot for you. So yeah, that's all I got.